Is the term half-caste racist? When I was at university in the late 90s, a girl I shared a flat with would use the term half-caste to describe people of mixed race, especially in the context of people who had a similar skin color to Halle-Berry or Melanie B from the Spice Girls. Is this a racist or offensive term? For a bit of context, this was at a university in the British Midlands, i.e. near Birmingham/Leicester/Nottingham. The girl was born in Dundee in Scotland, but was brought up in Northampton in England. I don't consider her to be a racist.
The word is half-caste. Half-caste noun, a person of mixed racial or cultural descent. Half-breed adjective, of the rank of or relating to a half-caste. Many dictionaries flag half-caste as being offensive, often offensive, or derogatory. Interestingly, while OxfordDictionaries.com lists a related term, mulatto, a person with one white and one black parent, as being offensive, it doesn't flag mestizo, a person of mixed race, especially one having Spanish and American Indian parentage, as being so.
The term half-caste is indeed used to describe someone of mixed race, mixed parentage, mixed heritage, or whatever other term is in vogue now. The reason that it is offensive, however, is because the word itself has nothing to do with ethnicity. Caste is a word describing social grouping or status, and the term half-caste describes somebody who is not completely worthy of high caste status because one of their parents is from a lower caste, as was the case when black people were considered by the consensus to be of lower privilege than white people. To still use this word now is to suggest that difference in social status still exists, and thus its offensiveness is in part similar to the way the N-word is offensive. Of course, a person who uses the term today might be wholly unaware of its original connotation, but indeed it is clear why some might be offended by it.
In British English, this term is definitely frowned upon. An acceptable analogue is mixed race. In agreement with others, I would say this term is at the very least insensitive now, though it doesn't seem to be as inflammatory as, say, colored in the States. I'm not from the States, but have seen reactions to its use in the media, such as Lindsay Lohan's use of it to describe Obama in 2012. There are many terms which were at some time simply descriptive, half-caste simply making a statement about caste, a while back retarded simply described a condition, but as societies evolve and values change, it can become unacceptable to identify people according to outdated classifications. In my father's country, I would be called Afakasa, which is a Samoan loanword which of course stands for half-caste. It's a fluid term, its offensiveness depending on who is using it or why. I might describe myself to someone as Afakasa to point out that I'm part Samoan, part something else. In Samoa, some purebred Samoans will call someone Afakasa in a pejorative sense to put them down. While not the most offensive of racial terms, it certainly won't hurt us for the term to one day slip into the totally unnecessary and unacceptable folder.
As a mixed person, which is a voice I find strangely lacking from these answers, that indeed half-caste is offensive. Honestly, a mixed person telling you that a word about them affects is offensive to them should be the end of the argument. Like if a black person finds the N-word offensive, you don't use it, end of story. I find this double standard a lot. This word has never been and never will be okay. So just like if any other race tells you not to call them that, just don't.